Columbia. And I think it's important to say, we've heard already how Norm was an adventurer going from Wisconsin to Colorado and being exposed to two great Colorado schools, by the way. The University of Boulder, which is a very open-minded, liberal arts college, and then the Colorado School of Mines, which is a very focused, driven college. So, and then to expand the adventure, Norm went to Columbia in the late 50s, and he started with a big company, and then he became an independent, and he spent 40 years drilling wells. And it's amazing when you think about the adventure that represents. In the 12 years that Norm and I were neighbors, we became really good friends, and he would often knock on the wall, and I would know that would mean it was time for lunch, and we would go and get barbecue, which was one of his favorite things. And whenever we would drive places, Norm always insisted that we try a different way. I don't know if any of you have ever been in a car with Norm, but he always said, well, let's just try something else. And we inevitably got lost, but then we got found again. And we often found interesting things like, well, we didn't know that was here. We didn't know that was there. And you know, when you think about it, that's the way Norm did his exploration. In his oil and gas projects, he tried to get off the beaten path. He didn't go where everyone else was going. He tried to do things that were more of a frontier nature. And I realized that was a great gift that he had. And he was also very forward-looking. We would have, in our 12 years together, we worked on projects and we would accomplish things that I thought were pretty great, and we would sort of summarize them to each other. And then where I thought there would be a moment of, he would always say, what next? So he was always, what are we going to do next? And so he was always forward-looking. But the one story I want to share with you, and I put some handouts if you would like, in Norm's adventures in Colombia, 15 was a really important number to Norm. Quince, he would say in Spanish. And he, over 35 years as an independent, he drilled 14 dry holes in Colombia that were his projects. And I one time said to him, I said, Norm, why didn't you give up? I mean, 35 years of dry holes, someone could say, maybe you should try a different profession. And of course I was laughing. And he said, well, I don't know what else I would do. Geology is what I love in life. And what I think is remarkable to think about, and for all of the wonderful young people here, is Norm was fortunate that he found what he wanted to do in life. And when I visited him in the hospital, just a few months ago before he passed away, a few weeks ago actually, we smiled about that, and I said, Norm, I guess we're both geologists and we don't know what else we would do, so I guess that's our calling. And he smiled, and I could see he was very emotional about that. So my hope for all of you, and in talking with Ann, I can see educators can be very passionate about what they do as well. For geologists, or whatever your calling in life is, I hope you find it. I hope that it gives you joy, and when you do, stick with it. And the point of the story is, well number 15 was a big discovery. It was the discovery of the Guaduas field in Colombia, and as Norm told the story, it came in at 3,500 barrels of oil a day, which is a lot, and it became a pretty significant field in Colombia. And if it weren't for that well, and if it weren't for Norm's persistence, Quince is why we're all here. Norm would not have been able to be a benefactor of Yes. He would not have been able to come back to Houston and become someone that I would meet or active in his community. So his persistence paid off, and I think about that every day.
Some of our top singers from the 6th grade choir, which is composed of 62 students this year. We've been working a lot on actually songs the first semester that were uplifting and about a beautiful tomorrow. So the two songs that we'll be singing today is This Little Light of Mine, and having heard all the emotional remembrances of Mr. Rowlinson, I definitely believe that his light is continuing to shine on through the students that he has who benefited from the scholarships and through all that he's given to Yes Prep. And then we'll conclude with Seasons of Love, which asks the question, how do you measure a life? Do you measure it in the minutes that you spend awake, or the minutes you sleep, or the people you meet? And it encourages everyone to instead measure it in